Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So this video is going to be the mixed media backgrounds by Late Art, and I'm going to put her link down below. I've done the past few ones that she has, and please go check her out. I adore her, and I'm having a blast doing this. So let me just get started. What I have here is a piece of cardstock. You can use printer paper if you don't have cardstock, or mixed media paper. You can use watercolor paper, whatever you have. And all I did was I threw on System 3 is the brand. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you, I have a lot of these System 3s and they break. The caps don't fit. Oh no, but it's crazy. So I'm trying to use a lot of these up. So you'll probably see me use a lot of these. They are thicker. I like the paint itself, but the lid and the waste that goes into it drives me insane. Okay, so I have that down as the base. And then I threw down some metallic green. This is folk art. It's called Metallic Purdue. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it's P-E-R-I-D-O-T. And it's just a metallic color. I love it. It's like a gold. And I put that down. And then my favorite color, thank you, Michelle, is the Multi-Surface Satin by Martha Stewart, Granny Smith. It's just one of my favorites, and I threw that on top. Now, let me tell you a few tips that I'm going to give you. Number one, you can see I have this piece of paper down here. It's vellum. Doesn't matter what kind of paper you put underneath you. Now, you know I work on a craft mat, but when I'm doing stuff like this, when I'm trying to do a background with different colors, different kind of things, or textures, I like to put this down because you can see it's picking up all the colors. I also love to use a brayer, and you can get these cheap. You can use your coupon. It doesn't have to be a certain size, but to spread the color all around, and then I dry it. It just works for me and gives me that mush look. And I'm going to be using this a lot more in different videos. And then that's all I put on there, and I dried it, and that's where I'm at right now. So then the theme is texture. Well, I love texture, and I'm going to show you a few things. Now, I want you to see this. Let me see if I can get you guys to see. All right, do you see those lines on there? And there's like a lamb right here, a lamb right there. It's really hard to see in this light. But, yeah, it's better to see that way. It's like that perfect level. You see all that under there? Now, I can see that a lot better than you can on there. But that is a level of texture. All it is, I had a baby wipe sitting here yesterday that I took, and it dried out. And not that I care, because I can just wet it. I didn't use it, and I'll just wet it and reactivate it. But when I was sitting here, I thought, I'm going to dab some of this up, because when I do backgrounds, whether it's mixed media or ATC cards or whatever, my patience of having it dry isn't very good. So I take a paper towel or something, and I use this. I put it down. I pushed it down real good, lifted it up, and then you can see, like I said, all of the texture from that baby wipe. Look at that. Delish. And you can even see some of the metallic in there underneath. It's just peeping out. Okay, so that's what I used first. Then what I'm going to use is, I love my little rubber thing. This is you get this at the dollar store. It is a shelf liner. And they come in different, basically the same kind of thing. Sometimes they're smaller holes, sometimes bigger, but they are fantastic. And I want to stay in these colors, and I'm going to use white is what I'm going to stamp in. So I'm just going to put a little bit of white here. No big deal. And what I'll do with this is I'll just use this. Look how that spreads it out, right? And then I can dip this in, no problem. And then just take this over here and squish it off if you don't want that on there. It doesn't bother me. And then and you're going to have paint all over your hands. And that's the whole fun part. Lift it up. And you can put this, if you watch the other video, she does it, Late Art does it, and puts this on cardboard to use as her substrate. So, you know, you have a bigger piece of cardboard, you glue this to it, and then you can use that as your stamping And it works fantastic. I do that a lot of the time as well. Not in this point, not here. But you can see I'm adding this texture. And it's just going around. And look. And that is simple as the dollar store. And you can get a lot of different uses. Now, if you want to use your brayer and run over it to put the ink on it, you can do that as well. Or the paint, whatever you're using. Anything works. Whatever way to get the paint to your paper, it works. Whatever works for you. Okay. Something else I love to use are, what are they called? I can't even, I just lost all train of thought. I love to use things you can get. Oh my gosh. If you look at your oranges and the stuff that you get from the grocery store, and you get that mesh bag, and you get your styrofoam plates from your meat. I always get those and wash them off and cut them out and do texture. I also like to make my own stamps. And this is a stamp I have a video on that I made. And I'm just going to take some white, and I might need more white. And I want to I'm going to do another white on here. And then I'm going to probably go with a darker green again. And just stick with this color because I just love the color. Now this, you can see I glued onto a piece of cardboard, and it makes it so much easier to use. And I'm just going to, and I'm not worrying about getting the whole stamp. I'm just doing like that. And what I like to do is I'm going to stamp some of that off, and now I'm going to do some dark green. And I'm just going to do a little bloop of the dark green. Dark green. And I'm going to just dry this real quick. I'm not going to dry it all the way, but I don't want it to necessarily blend. I want that underneath there. Now, if you don't mind it blended, now you can see here, it picked up some of the black that was on here, and I'm okay with that. It just adds more. It's more of a neutral color, the black and white, so you're not going to, well, you can use orange and pink. You can really go crazy. I'm just sticking with these colors. And then I'm going to pick this up and turn it the other side because, you know, I made that by hand, so they're going to be different. And I'm just going to tap it in, move it around so it gets on there, and then start doing it again. Now, you can draw on your foam and all that. I have a video coming up about that because it's one of the questions I get asked a lot for people just starting out, inexpensive ways to have fun and play with your mixed media. Now, I like to turn it a different way because you see if you keep doing it the same way and you're using stamps or whatever, you know, everything's going to kind of go the same way. That's okay. It doesn't matter. But I like to move it like that. I like to move it. Other things that you can use, which are really cool. Yeah. Let's do a brighter color. Let's do a pink. Do I have a pink sitting here? Oh, I must have a pink. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to open my chunky pink, and I'm just going to use the lid. You use whatever. Dip your straw in it, just like this. And then, look, and you get these really great. Look what you're adding. All this texture, right? You can do it on top of each other. You can make 3 in a row. You can make 2 in a row. You can just do 1. Do it off the page, half off the page. If it mixes with a little bit of the color that's still wet on there, who cares? And look, you get this great, I mean, look at that. That could be your mixed media background right there. No joke. And then, you know, if you want to rinse it off, go ahead. I don't. I just like all the stuff on there. Also, you know what? Maybe I'll just keep doing this. Also, what I love are these little sponges. Now, if you go to the dollar store, you can get your makeup sponges. You can get them in a circle and you can get them in a triangle. I suggest getting them all. I'm going to be doing demos with that coming up, but they're fantastic. You can use both sides of the triangle. You can cut the one in shapes. It's just phenomenal. So I have this, just a little thing. You can cut a sponge into a circle. You can do whatever you want. And I'm going to tap it in here a little bit. And then I'm going to tap it here because I don't want it too much. And I'm going to just kind of, and you can see I'm not getting full circles. You can, if you want, you know, you can make sure that that's on there. Maybe take some white in there if it's still a little wet. Lighten that up a little bit. And you're just adding that little texture in there. It's fantabulous. All right. And y'all know I love anything round. This is an empty tape. And I'm just going to roll it in the green. See if I have any color left on here. I might not. And I'm going to, nope, I don't. So what does that mean? That means I'm going to put some white on here. Now I'm going to take my baby wipe and I'm going to squirt a little bit of this on there. Not a lot. And I'm going to take this. Now you can see it lifted some of that. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to rub it around. It's not worrying if I get all of it, but I'm going to get that on there. And then stamp it. And if you want it heavier, by all means. I like the little bit that you can see on there that it gives it. You can see the half moon shapes. And you can see it even picked up some green. So I'm happy with that. So I'm happy. No complaints here. I love it. Now if you want to go even more, I believe Late Art sent this to me. But I'm going to lay that like that because you got really great, you got a star here, you know, like kind of a star in the circles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's hope it works because it's been sitting for a minute. This is the Deco Art Media Mister. And I'm going to shake it real good and give it a squirt. Nothing major. And that's going to just tone it down a little bit. And if you say, hey, I did it a little bit too much, well, what should I do? You just take your baby wipe or your paper towel. This is the part I love because it adds texture, it lifts up, and this is what I do. You know, and you can see it lifts a lot of that's still wet. Plus, you're making this into something that you can use as a background down the road. And you have just a background, a textural background. I love it. Now, when you watch her video, you'll see that she put a feather on the front. Hers is really, really pretty. I'm just going to save this, let this dry, and make this a random act of kindness. You know, I'm going to make something and because I'm sending a bunch of stuff out. And that's what I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to let that dry. But please go check out her video. It's down below. And she has tons of great videos on there. You also can use stamps and everything on here. If you have stamps or stencils, it doesn't matter. You just go to town and have a blast. So as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Please go check her out. Go subscribe, watch her videos, like and comment. And let's just, our community is the best. I love it. And like I said, and then look, we're starting a whole background here that could be used on ATC cards, on your mixed media art, on whatever you want. A lot of fun, very easy. You can use any kind of paper that you have, even the brown paper. And if you don't have the brown paper, when you go grocery shopping, get your brown paper bags from there and cut them into the square sizes and use them to work on. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.